Hello everyone. As you may be able to see from the title, we're going to talk about my problem with most K-pop stans that I see every time I check any form of social media. Now, I'm not saying all K-pop stans are like this, but there seems to be a good majority. One more thing before I begin, I don't want to see any comments saying I'm just clinging on to K-pop for clout or something, simply because I've been enjoying K-pop as a genre for years now. It's just that sometimes it can be a bit too much when the fans are like, well. 1. Obsession with streaming. My problem with this is, I cannot look or go anywhere, including my personal texts, without being literally harassed about streaming some comeback, whether I like the group or not. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I don't stream. I never have. If I stream, it's just me replaying the song on repeat on Spotify or something solely because I genuinely enjoy it, not because I'm practically bloodthirsty to compete against another fandom, or the same group's previous record. I know this could be seen as sort of petty, and yes, I know it helps some groups, but if it's a huge group like BTS or Blackpink, I don't see the point, honestly, since you know that no matter what, they're going to win. It's a completely different topic if it's a small group or artist that not too many people know about, seeing as they actually need it in order to win, or be noticed. 2. Convincing themselves something is good when it's really not. Honestly, the title really says it all. To expand on it though, I generally mean when a group, speaking in completely general terms, releases a song that could be considered really mediocre or on the verge of being bad, but I will see so many stans literally force themselves into liking it, just to be able to say that their faves can't release anything bad, which, as a matter of fact, they clearly can. That being said, I think it's about time we stop doing this because it can honestly add on to a potentially already toxic community. If someone were to admit that the song was bad, these brainwashed fans would then come in and basically tear that one person apart for stating the obvious, while in reality, said stan most likely felt the same way at first, or still does, deep down. I don't do it as much anymore, but I will admit to doing this myself. It's a really stupid mindset to have, to be honest. 3. Insisting on buying every version of an album. I'm not going to sit here and say I can't see the aesthetic purpose of buying multiple versions of an album. That's the whole point of companies making multiple versions to begin with. But my problem with this is that, in the end, you're just buying a CD with the same track multiple times. I personally don't see the point in spending approximately $25, depending on where you buy your albums, just for the same exact CD in 2 to 7 different colors, especially when in reality, not a lot of people actually play the CDs in their albums. When you get down to it, K-pop is just a music genre. Music is typically put into CDs for the general public to enjoy. So what is the point of getting more than one version, and probably spending close to $100 just on the same exact things, where you could potentially use that $100 to buy 4 different CDs that you like? 4. Shaming other fans for stupid things. This is one of my biggest pet peeves, honestly, since I see this happening with pretty much every aspect of K-pop. Whether it is, again, someone admitting a song is subpar, or them saying that they don't buy albums, or X, Y, and Z, it's just a never-ending spiral at this point, and it's only getting worse. I see it the most over the most simple things, such as someone saying that they can't afford some sort of merch, and another stan calling them invalid because they literally cannot afford to support the group besides what they can do online. If you're so focused on support, I don't see why you can't just encourage any sort of support for the group, even if it isn't physical. For example, some people may be able to afford stuff from the group, but buying it could potentially lead to a bad situation if the people around them are not supportive of the genre or something along those lines, but so long as the person isn't hating on the group, I don't see the harm. 5. Behavior. I hope this doesn't come across as more rude than it's supposed to, but I cannot be the only one that thinks a lot of those very specific stans act wildly childish, even if they're not. Again, I've had a lot of people mention to me that they think that a lot of K-pop stans are just 12-year-olds. Clearly, that is kind of offensive, since there's obviously fans of all ages throughout K-pop, especially with second-gen groups. Despite that, though, there are still a lot of really immature fans. 6. Fancams. Yes, I know I should have named this differently, since I don't see a problem with just watching a fancam for a member you like for a song, or something. But what I'm trying to cover here is when K-pop stans may, jokingly, upload a fancam under a tweet, no matter what the tweet is about. I know literally everyone says this, whether it's a K-pop channel or not, but it's a serious issue, in my opinion. Not only is it low-key very annoying if it was unprompted, e.g., like on a post about something bad happening to someone, and yes, I know this is typically in a joke-like manner, or artists if they didn't like them already. That being said, I've seen multiple people talk about how if they see that under a tweet, unprompted, it typically turns them away from the artist almost entirely, as they associate the stan with the group. I know that wasn't a lot, but I thought it could be a good start. I'm sure I have a lot more points I could get into, so if you want a part 2, please let me know, since I'd love to make one. If you agree or disagree with any of my points, just remember to stay civil about it, since I'm always willing to hear you out on something.